and was also great. The cooperation between the three nations with three different cultures and the history which combined these three nations, which was also a very, very difficult history. But now we can realize that the history is not the only thing. We should make many efforts to try to live with each other and trying to make the world a better place to live for everyone. So
for me, the main things were discussion our opinions after we had our journey to Auschwitz, and especially I liked meeting with a former prisoner of Auschwitz. It was really great story, and I liked it. It's a lot of things to think about it and to realize. Thank you.
It was a great experience for me to meet people from the Ukraine and from Poland, to let the stereotypes behind me, and to learn how to create a civil society and what's the importance of a civil society is. And especially for me as a German, it was really great to start a seminar in Krakow, to speak about the present, about the future, about to create the world, to create a better world for us, for the citizens of all these states.
Well, it was like a coincidence that I came here from the Polish law school in Krakow, and we heard about it like only 1 week in advance, and so just very, very coincidental that we applied for it, and it was really good to be here and experience everything. Like my expectations, I got so much more than I expected. It was really amazing. Like not only being with all those different people, but also learning a lot about civil society, talking about the Holocaust, and creating projects.
I really liked the whole group we had. From the first day we were not only individuals but also a group, and I liked the dynamic behind our group, and we had lots of very interesting discussions, and I have the feeling that now when I go back to Germany that something that changed in me.
I think it was the greatest value of the seminar were participants. We had a great luck to create a group really being aware of themselves, but also about being aware of others, very sensitive people. Well, I have to admit that it was also a great experience for me, because I learned a lot, and some of my stereotypes I had concerning certain groups, like lawyers, just collapse, and this was a good time for me also.
I learned so much about Auschwitz, about Auschwitz. I didn't even know that these are different places. It's really hard to say what, because at the moment, so closely after the seminar, there's so many experiences I have and so many different ideas. So I'm really happy that I've been here, and I hope that we will all stay in contact and that we will keep on this dialogue between those different countries.
But I really think this seminar is very useful, and it's not really useful, it's really enriching. But I do hope that it's not just talking, it's not just about talking and sharing impressions, what we did actually during this week. I think that it's not going to end just as we did it today, just discussing, having seminars, sharing opinions. I think it's going to involve the world community. It's going to contribute to the development of the whole world, to the development of the whole civil society, the democracy in general. And I do really think that this was the best moment, well, in my lifetime. I wouldn't like to be so pathetic concerning that, as many of my friends and contemporaries are, but I do really think that's one of the best moments. That is why I'm so grateful to the people that organized the seminar, and that is why I think that at least during the next years, I'm not really willing, and I'm not going to forget about that. I'm going to work. I'm going to develop the world community, develop myself, in order to implement the things that we really mentioned during the seminar in reality. And I'm sure that we are going to develop the society, and at least I'm willing to do so. Thanks.
The aim was and still is to talk about politics, to talk about society, to talk about Europe, and to build up the civil society, because I still think, and I thought that at the beginning too, that this is the most important thing. Communication, building up an European layer of identity. And I think we, in this group of 24 people, did it. We took a small step, but also the small steps are really important.
It was a very great time. We could make a lot of friends, and I hope we will see us together sometimes, maybe in Ukraine, maybe then in Germany, or even again in Poland. And I hope I will take part of some another such interesting seminars like this. Thank you.
So my impressions are, first of all, I'm very thankful, but I think I already said that 100 times. So what I want to say is something like, I met a lot of Polish people in my life, I met German people, but I never met in my life Ukrainian people. So the most important thing I have to say now after 6 days is that I met people from the Ukraine, and I'm totally overwhelmed. I don't know if this is the right word, but it was really good to meet those people, and which shocks me today that after such a good time having with these people, we are going home, we have no problems with our borders, and they go home and they are like outside the European Union. So, that makes me, a little bit sad, but what makes me happy is that they are real good friends. So I'm absolutely surprised that it went as good as it was. So the Ukrainians on top. Thank you.